everyone, it's Moose and thank you so much for joining me back here. It's been a while since I have sat down to record a video. I know there have been videos consistently going up here on my channel, but all of those were pre-recorded, so it's been about 2 weeks-ish, 2.5 since I've actually sat down to record, so this feels a bit weird. Today I have 5 books that I want to talk about that I just don't know how to feel about. Whether I enjoyed them and something happened at the end that makes me feel like I don't enjoy them as much as I maybe would have, or maybe yeah, they were good, but I don't really understand like the hype about it and I want to. Whatever the reason is, here are 5 books that I just don't know how to feel about. The first book I want to talk about is The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This is book 3 in the Folk of the Air trilogy series. There are little spin-offs in that, right? I haven't read any of them. I don't know. Anyways, yes, I was so excited for this book. I really enjoyed The Cruel Prince. I really enjoyed The Wicked King, and I came into this series right as The Wicked King was coming out, I think. So I was part of that hype and anticipation for the last book, and I read this and I didn't get the ending. I'll be honest. I'm not going to give spoilers in this video for any of these books, but just to generally say, the whole thing with the snake, clever because of like the prophecy or the riddle or whatever it was, but at the same time, a little weird. I am currently rereading this series right now. I actually just started The Cruel Prince today. I'm listening to them on audiobook, whereas I read them physically before. So I'm hoping maybe I will have a little firmer foundation, a little firmer standing on how I feel after I reread them. But for right now, again, I don't know how to feel about this last book. I want to like it. I don't think I've heard anybody talk ill about it. Everyone raved about it when it first came out. And like I say, I appreciate the cleverness of it, but I don't know that I particularly liked it. So I'm rereading it again to see if I do or not. Second book I want to talk about, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on because I have mentioned this multiple times here on my channel, but I have The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This book, again, highly raved about here on BookTube. I went into it with very high expectations, and I need to stop doing that because it seems that whenever I go into a book with such high expectations, it never meets them. But everyone I knew, everyone I'd seen talk about this book had nothing but good things to say about it. So it was a book that I wanted to like, but I don't really know that I do like. Since I made this list, I have kind of thought through my feelings a little bit more and kind of landed on a, what did I say before? Like a firmer understanding, a firmer, not foundation, but standing of how I feel about this book. It's a good book, and I understand why people rave about it. The writing is great. The way she kind of ties in the different points of view throughout the book is clever. I will say it was a little predictable. I did kind of predict what was going on with that, but clever. The story itself is good. It's just not for me. It's not for me. When I go into a book hearing it's a YA, or not a YA, this was an adult fantasy book, everything that was in this book is not what comes to my mind. It's not what I expect. It just wasn't for me. Good story, good writing, not my taste. The third book I want to talk about, I have also mentioned a decent amount of times here on my channel. It is Mastiff by Tamora Pierce. This is book 3 in the Book of Becca Cooper trilogy, which I consider to be one of my new favorite trilogies. I reread them last year As an adult, I had previously, I think I'd only read the first one. I may have read the whole series. I don't know. Either way, I didn't remember hardly anything from them from when I was in middle school, so I reread them as an adult. Found I really enjoy the series. This particular book, though, is, like I say, the last book in the trilogy. And how do I say this without giving spoilers? Something happens at the end of this book that I don't think fit a character's character. Quite frankly, it just ruined it for me. I felt it was unnecessary. The thing that happened I didn't think was necessary. I kind of felt like it was just kind of a twist for a twist's sake, instead of it really being like fitting to the plot and the characters. Really the characters. The plot-wise it kind of made sense. Character-wise it did not fit the characters. And I mean, like I say, it's the end of the series. We've come to know these characters. We've come to love them and kind of know what to expect from them. So the thing that happened kind of just like irks me a lot. I was going to say a little bit, but it's a lot. To the point where for a while after finishing the series, I was really torn on whether it was a favorite or not. Because up until that point, it was phenomenal and I enjoyed myself so much. But it's just, I mean, endings are such an integral part of stories. So if you don't like the ending, how do you like the rest of the story? You know what I mean? So it's one of those that I don't know how to feel about. I still consider it a favorite series. I don't like the ending though, so my feelings are just kind of torn, and I don't know that I'll ever actually know how to feel. The next book I have is The Hobbit by Tolkien, which is kind of weird to put on this list. I read this in high school, so it's been a while. I graduated high school like 5 years ago, so it's been a while. And even still, I think I read this in my junior year. But the story, I like the story of The Hobbit. I don't think I enjoy Tolkien's writing. So I enjoy the story. I don't like the writing. The writing is very difficult for me to get through. I do want to reread Lord of the Rings now, like as an adult who has maybe more experience under her belt, more writing styles under her belt in terms of exposure and what I've read and what I'm used to. So I do want to give it another shot, but again, I don't know how to feel about this one because the story itself is great. It's lovely. I enjoy that world so much. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite stories. I rewatch the movies over and over and over. But the book itself is not one of my favorites. It was very hard for me to get through. So I don't know how to feel about it exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll reread it when I reread Lord of the Rings. Probably not, but we'll see. The last book I want to talk about is kind of a similar type of feeling as Mastiff. It's An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This was my first exposure to Fae, to the Fae world, species, whatever you want to call it. I never experienced any Fae novels before this one. And I was just captivated by it. I really enjoy Fae now. Just that lore and all that type of stuff. I really enjoy it. So this was my first exposure to that. I really thought it was intriguing. I like the concept of it. I really thought the story itself was just engaging and intriguing, like I say. And I honestly ate this book up. It goes by very quickly. My hesitation is the ending, and I know I'm not alone in this. I've heard many people say that the ending was kind of lackluster for them, and that's kind of where I've landed as well. The story is good, but the ending just felt rushed to me in a way and disjointed. To be honest, I don't remember what happened. I think everything happened so quickly that my mind didn't really have time to process it. So maybe I need to reread this one, but I enjoy the story. I don't like the ending. Another one of those deals. Can you really like the story if you don't like the ending? Because the ending is such an important part of a story. So again, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I liked it, but the ending keeps me from loving it. So yeah, there we go. There are some 5 books that I just don't know how to feel about completely. I just have mixed feelings about them. And I don't know that I'll ever actually resolve how I feel about them. Except for the 5th season. I've kind of settled on some feelings for that one. This video is actually kind of hard to make because it's difficult to put into words your feelings about a book when you don't understand what those feelings are. It's weird to try to talk about. Anyways, I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below, leave a comment. Let me know what books you don't know how to feel about. What books do you have mixed feelings about? And you just can't quite land on like a satisfying description of how you feel. Let me know. Otherwise, you guys are awesome. I am so thankful for you. And we'll meet back here next time, guys. See ya.